Welcome to Farmhouse Italian Cooking. I'm Chef Tony. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make tomato soup. Once you eat this, you'll never go back to the can. Okay, let's start with the ingredients. You got chicken broth or vegetable broth or stock. You can use either one. I have white wine, sauteing olive oil, salt, pepper, butter and garlic together, of course, always. Heavy cream, whole peeled tomatoes and tomato juice, pinch of sugar in there to take out that acidity, and I took my stick blender and blended it up smooth. Alright, mirepoix, which is celery, carrots, onion, 25, 50%, 100% mirepoix. Okay, now something that I'm going to add to the soup is what I call a sachet, and I'll put a picture of the sachet up here in the corner. And the sachet is cheesecloth, butcher twine, a bay leaf, a teaspoon of dried thyme, a teaspoon of crushed black peppercorns, and about 7 or 8 stems from parsley. Any kind of parsley, just take the stem part, and you'll see in the picture what it looks like. Alright, that's everything that goes in the tomato soup. We're going to start cooking right now. Okay, in a hot pot, we're going to start with olive oil. Okay, the olive oil, oh, I don't know, tablespoon, something like that. I'll put it at the end of the video. Okay, mirepoix, and you got to have it hot. Okay, salt and pepper, of course. The salt's going to draw the liquid, the moisture out of the vegetables, okay? And let me get my trusty wooden spoon here, okay? Alright, what I'm doing now is I'm sweating the vegetables a little bit, and I'm just getting them to become a little translucent, okay? You don't want to put color on them, don't do that, alright? Now run it on high, and I suggest that you stay on high when you do this, okay? Because it'll get it going on for you. Okay. They're starting to sweat. I push them out to the outside of the pan, and I leave the center of the pan bare, and I hit it with the white wine. Now, I bring it down to medium. You want it really hot like that when you hit it with the wine. And this is going to look familiar. This can look familiar in a lot of my cooking, because this is the way that I start a lot of my stuff. But all the recipes don't taste the same, but this is how I get started. This is definitely how I start all my soups. There's very few soups that I don't start in this way right here, okay? Some of them I may start with bacon fat, or I may start them with bacon or pancetta, but that's a different soup, a different video. Now, I cooked the smell of the alcohol out, okay? That's out of there. I'm on medium. Next thing I'm going to go for is I'm going for the garlic and the butter. Alright? And yes, this looks familiar in a lot of my recipes. So this is what makes cooking the way that I'm showing you a lot easier, is a lot of the ingredients you're going to have in your kitchen, and you'll be able to make a lot of different dishes out of it. Okay? Now, the garlic's in here with the butter, and the butter's melting right away. I'm going to bring it up on high. Now you can do this whole process on high if you want, and it'll move really quick. Just have everything ready. As long as you have everything cut and prepped and ready to go, you can go on high and just knock this out, okay? It's coming up to a hard simmer now. All the butter is melted, and it smells really great at this point. garlic and the butter and the vegetables are really coming through. So now I'm going to go in with what I'm using is the chicken broth. Like I said, you can use vegetable, okay? And I put all the chicken broth in. And like I've told you with vegetable, if you're using vegetable here, don't bring the vegetable by itself up to a hard boil. You'll change the flavor of that vegetable stock or broth. It'll get kind of nasty on you, so be careful with vegetable, all right? Now the tomato, I'm going right in there with the tomato, okay? So that's all I have in there right now, everything that you see going in, all right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it up to a boil and back down to a simmer, okay? And I'm putting my sachet in right now, okay? This is gonna lend a lot of flavor to this soup in any soup that you put it in. If you have a soup that you wanna take to the next level, make a sachet and throw it in there. And keep it in there the whole time you're cooking the soup. At the end, just take it out. And I'll tell you what, it'll take your soup and bring it to another level. It'll be a lot better. Okay, so we're gonna bring it up to a boil, back it down to a simmer, and then I'm gonna come back and show you how to finish it up. Okay, we're back, and let me catch you up a little bit here what I did. I put some dry thyme in there, little Italian seasoning, salt, pepper as it went along, and I put another can of whole peeled tomatoes that I blended up in the can. And I put another can there, so that's 2 cans of whole peeled tomatoes blended in the soup. Because it wasn't tomatoey enough for me, so I put that in there, okay? Next thing that we're gonna do is I'm going to strain off all the solids. The mirepoix, the sachet is gonna go down in there, everything's gonna go. So you can do this with the colander, okay? It doesn't have to be this tool. This is a chinois. It's a fancy name for a colander, but it works really well because it's a cone, and as the stuff gets up in there, it strains off really well. So I'm straining off everything that's in there, and something that you want to do, even if you're using a colander, is you want to take a ladle and push down on it to get all the juice out of it, out of the mirepoix and everything. So even if it's in a colander, still do this with the back of your ladle, okay? Because your ladle will push out the juices that are left inside the vegetable, so you don't miss out on anything. There's a lot of flavor in that, all right? Okay, it's all strained out. I'm gonna pour it back into my original pot. And it's nice and smooth. And you can make this as thick as you want. As far as it goes, you could put even more tomato in it if you wanted more of a tomato flavor. But at this point, I think it's at a perfect balance, that it tastes just enough tomato without it being beyond a soup. Because, I mean, we're not making marinara here, right? We're making tomato soup. So we want to make sure that it still tastes like tomato soup. Now, what really makes it nice and silky is the heavy cream, okay? I'm not going to have to use all of this, okay? But I'm going to add it to my liking. And what I'm going to do is just a little at a time and stir it. And what I'll do is I'll put a picture of what this looks like up in the corner so you know what you're looking for in color, okay? Because it's going to lighten it up a little bit, you know, to a lighter red. And you put in the heavy cream until it becomes like a nice silky texture, okay? Now this is when you do your final adjustments on the soup. Taste it, see if it needs a little salt, pepper. You want a little more heavy cream in there to make it a little richer, you know, a little silkier. That's fine. I'm just gonna simmer it a little bit, and after adjustments, the soup is done. And right there is tomato soup. If you like my videos and you like the recipes that I'm giving you, try a few of them out. They taste good. Subscribe, check us out, and next time we have a video that comes up, you'll be notified. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day.